Lucy. Hello, everyone. My name is Antonio Efrain Campos Casas with my classmate Giovanni Javier Ortiz Martinez. We will present the project Unit 4 of the class English 5 in Engineer Mechatronics 5.2 with the teacher Adriana Ivette Cervantes Lopez. The date is April 2021. In, for introduction, we project is about line trackers. These robots are simple robots whose objective is to follow a path traced through wide surfaces. These circuits are designed in mainly transistors working in their separation, some operational amplifiers or microcontrollers like Arduino and PIC and Raspberry, and a certain number of sensors depending of the complexity of it. This is main components.
And many components, and one of the most used components are the sensors. Sensors like the CNY70, which they contain an infrared and the phototransistor or the chess package. And the motors, they can be different types, direct current motors, stepper motors, servo motors, depending on the upside weight structure among the other factors, the robot control card. Many circuit that can designate using transistor and operational amplifier or microcontroller whose function is to direct the operation the other track, and power source and batteries or batteries used often in necessary operation. Rims, and they should prefer the good adherence to the track. The size depends on the structure on the robot or the source of the motors. Either it's advisable to use the rear. This allows better steering of the cars in the course.
For fiercely, the steps. Step 1. Take a thin wire to connect the points that indicate range on the board. Proceed to solder and cut the remaining step.
Second step, take the resistor and the using the color pin, the value of the one the printer the respective position. Proceed the solder the ramp tips.
Step 3. Locate the diode kept in the main polarity and proceed to solder and cut the remaining tips. It's like
Step 4, located the 8 pin, but the keeping in main that is low the match that is low on the board and proceed to the solder. They install the EC correctly the position indicators. This is integrated circuit is from Texas Instruments and 55 integrated.
Step 5. Place the transistor in the indicated position and proceed to solder and cut the remaining tips. These are the tips to cut, and we proceeded to the position on the breadboard.
Step 6, look at the potentiometer and the percent of the solder could remain tips.
For step 7 of 8 is fiercely organizing the tapes of the connectors and proceeded to solder the suggested sticking the cables to the board with hot silicone. Step proceeded or to soldering. The soldering is by a lips of soldering or a stick of soldering to connect in the CA power. Uh, Next of these, in step 8, locate and solder the LEDs taking in account their polarity on the corresponding types. These LEDs have polarity in the This is negative with the code here. This is positive. No code.
Step 9 and step 10, locally and well sensor considering the position indicated below. Locally in the well, the motors on the corresponding types. That's a moment ago we saw the board, the frame.
For step 11 and step final, design a structure that the robot will have and place the board and designing the place. These structures are designed in a program called SolidWorks and AutoCAD. For this seedless AutoCAD or right, right on the AutoCAD is a computer-aided design.
To the finish, let's talk about the operation explained. In this practice, we can develop the simple circuit that uses to the sensor that must be locally the world over part structure approximated 2 or 3 millimeter from the ground and the separate and from each other taking into account thickness of the black inline so that when um, one of the two sensors detects the white color, the light from the emulator LED, it's reflected on the internal photoresistor of the CNA-Y70 lowers is the instrument resistance between and the collector and the mirror, which make the operational amplifier invert and signal the motor until a forn again. The black in line the well start over and the right sensor on the leg engine. For this practice, the structure of the robot is very important. It's very must and be like that possible because the perfect of the circuits depend on the it is then.
This is home, and thank you for watching.
See you.